Aloha, it's Robert Stellick with Blue Planet Surf. I finally had a successful day with my Soloshot3 camera. My first two attempts weren't that good. Actually, the first time I think I got decent footage, but then I downloaded it onto my computer and then erased the SD card only to realize that it didn't get downloaded properly. So that got lost. And then the second time I tried to use it, the tracker didn't pair up properly with the camera, and I thought I was turning it on and off, but it wasn't working. So I didn't get any footage at all. But then the third time I tried it, it actually worked. You can see here I put a weight on the tripod, and then after calibrating it, I tested the tracking, and I was kind of off to the bottom left corner of the camera. So I put down the tracker on the ground there, and then zooming in and then centering the camera onto the tracker. So it seems like I'm gonna have to do that every time with my camera, but to do that you pull down the menu, you press on the little arrow icon, and then you can adjust the tracking, centering the tracking with those arrows. You can zoom in. The more you zoom in, the more accurate the adjustments are. So that way you can set the tracker to be exactly in the center. Of course, there's still a little bit of a delay when you change directions. Here I turned off the tracker, back on again, so it was working. And then instead of risking having it turn off and on or manually through the tracker, you can turn the camera and the tracking on and off. But I decided I'm just going to leave it running the whole time, so I'm just going to let it run for my whole session. And I was out there for about an hour and a half, and filmed the whole session, no problem. It didn't run out of battery or anything, so I'm gonna have to test it longer and see how long it can go. But when I saw this footage, I was like, wow, this is really good. So the zoom works really well. I always like to use this angle too. This is from my GoPro mounted on the paddle. Gives you a really nice perspective. It shows the foil and everything, but just putting footage together only from that angle gets kind of boring after a while. So it's really nice to have the angle from the beach or from land. And considering how far away this is, about 3/4 of a mile out, the zoom worked really well. Some of the shots were a little bit out of focus, it seemed like, but overall the quality of the shot was really nice. Here I'm trying out the slow motion. I was filming at 4K resolution, which is the highest resolution. If you choose a lower resolution, you can get a higher frame rate, which should give you a smoother slow motion, but I thought it's pretty nice. It's not super slow motion, but with a higher frame rate, this would look really nice as well. So overall, I think I got some awesome results. I was really stoked, actually surprised how good it came out. Like I said, some of the shots are really crisp, really nice focus. Some seem slightly out of focus, but I don't even know if you can tell on a YouTube video, or especially if you're watching it on a smaller screen, you won't be able to tell the difference. But on a big screen, you can see like some of the shots were pretty sharp and crisp, and then some are a little bit out of focus. So and then the lighting wasn't ideal either. The lights it's kind of backlit, so kind of silhouetted in the shadows, but overall pretty good. When I change direction, sometimes I kind of run out of the screen, and then there was also some where it kind of cut off my head and so on, so the framing isn't always perfect. But at that distance, when zoomed in that much, it's even a good cameraman sometimes has a hard time tracking really smoothly, especially being zoomed in like that. So it's actually surprisingly good and smooth tracking, I thought. Definitely got some usable footage out of it. Here you can see the head kind of gets cut off out of the frame. And it was a calm morning. The wind wasn't windy, but then it started to pick up a little bit of wind gusts, and I think in this one you can already start seeing where the tripod gets blown around by the wind a little bit, and that shaking gets amplified a lot because you're so zoomed in that it just makes the camera look really bouncy. The image is really bouncy, basically unusable footage, which is kind of frustrating. So note to self to only use it in either no wind at all, or it has to be the camera has to be kind of sheltered from the wind somehow. But then at the same time, you also want to have a good view of the break. So yeah, I just left this footage in so you can see how bad it is if it shakes around, and it's kind of frustrating to see that. But you know, overall I would say, yeah, this is probably the worst one here, where you can really see it getting wobbly and shaky. So, but you know, it's all stuff I think I can deal with, and as someone who puts out new videos every week, I always need a lot of good footage and different angles, so it's a great tool to have. I can just leave it in my car when it's a good day to use it. I'll set it up and get some footage with it. Just another option for a good angle. So paddling back here, I'm pretty close to the camera. It's zoomed in again, so I filmed the whole session. If you're wondering what that was on my nose, it's a GoPro facing down at the foil underwater, so you can see the foil. This is our new Blue Planet. Well, it's been in the works for about a year now, but the 1440 Easy Foiler foil, which is going to be available soon. Mid-February, we're getting a small shipment of them, so we're actually taking reservations now. We're going to have a video coming out soon, next week probably, with all the features, and where we're going to review the foil and talk about everything. So, and then by May, we're going to have 3 different sizes and boards, board and foil sets available. Real nice package deal. So looking forward to this summer. I think it's going to be a great summer for foiling. All right, so hope you enjoyed this little review of the Soloshot 3. Stoked that I was finally able to get it to work the way I thought it would. So looks like it's a keeper. The zoom is awesome. You know, I'm glad I got the 65 times optical zoom rather than the 35 times. But for some spots, the 35 might be enough as well. So yeah, hope to see you soon out on the ocean on this beautiful blue planet. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Aloha.